Hello. I'm here. Oh. All right, make this quick. I got a YouTube video to make, bruh. Win or lose, this is gonna be quick.
Get ready for the next battle.
Oh.
Get ready for the next battle.
Oh my god, what the hell? What is that? Morph suit? I did a running 2 like I was Lydia. Where did I put my sword away? Sup, Tokita Oma? Yeah, you know me. Wordplay master. No, this is Tampa Never Sleeps. It's just Wayne. Thank you for the prime. Oh. Ow. Oh, this doesn't work on Dragunov, right? My bad, bro. Oops. Ay, Ow. Ow! Ow! Right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! No! That's unbelievable.
Final round. Fight.
Right. Bro! Oh, I think I win. Uh-oh. Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Okay, I'm awake. I'm awake. Jesus. I'm awake. Oh.
Get ready for the next battle.
Okay. You easily could have grabbed him there. I mean, he's been spam ducking. I don't think grabbing is the answer if somebody's spam ducking.
Get ready for the next battle.
Right in a rematch because in tournament you need to change the stage.
Round one. Fight.
Ouch.
Round two. Fight.
Oh. I messed up, bro. Uh-oh. Late Big Gamer, thank you for the resub. Appreciate you. Oh my god, I went under my jab, bro. Bro, my unblockable. My leg! Ah! And my head. Wow. Looking ugly, bros. Wait. Wait, it worked! Sweet.
Good vibes for a good run. Yeah.
W losers run, yeah. What's up, hardstyle fish? Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I play in tournaments because it's good battle experience more than like, oh, I gotta win this shit. You know what I mean? It's good battle experience versus say ranked. You know. Do you do coaching for money? Please check out the frequently asked questions. Thank you. And if it's not there, my fault. I thought it would be there. Yeah, old bracket. I haven't had a I literally just woke up. I haven't gotten a chance to put the bracket in. You'll have to forgive me for being slightly slow here. That guy gets the redemption bracket, so it's not all bad. Can we give you money because we want to give you money? No, that's not a frequently asked question. The answer is yes. It's not even actual losers. Well, you only get redemption bracket if you go 0-2 or 1-2. I'm in actual losers bracket. I was supposed to play you. Don't be scared. I'm human.
That was
You have a better chance of beating me than any other pro.
Totally owned you, lamers.
One named Tom. Thank you for the resub. All right, I gotta run to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. One sec. You're back. All right. Snatched. Coaching question is not an FAQ? Oh, okay. It's exclamation coaching. But long answer short, no, I'm not doing coaching right now. I will have to update the FAQ. I apologize. I feel like playing Steve, bro. You forgot you left me on and jumped. I can do a Street Fighter player? Yeah, why not?
Why? I'll never forgive the Japanese.
Fit bless.
Lotus TTV, thank you for the resub. Can you imagine if that was real? Lit Splash, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Appreciate you.
Get ready for the next battle.
Fuck. Excuse me.
Round one. Fight.
Now. Oh. The fuck? Ah. Counter hit.
Round two. Fight.
Bro. Where's the wall? Shitty ass combo. Huh.
Round three.
I think it's 2-1 Sonic Fang. Who do I main? Exclamation mains. Nice launch. Ow. Uh-oh. I'm dead as shit. I'm gonna die, bro. Ooh. Why didn't that work, man? Oh my. Oh, yes. Ooh. Scary.
Get ready for the next battle. Get ready for the next battle.
Lars? Oh my god. Ah.
Round 2. Fight.
As a blocker, man. Without blocking low. Whoa, nice carry. Does he duck? No!
Round 3. Fight.
Bro. Oh. What a low parry, dude. That was sick. Oh, messed up my input. I tried to do the instant full crouch down forward too. I'm dead. You got me. Am I dead? I'm alive. See you guys next game. Ah! Oh.
Get ready for the next battle.
Okay. Lots of down back 4. And I just play down 2, I guess. He's like trying to duck the low, but he's not really doing it.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Oops, it's not safe. What a power crush, man. Wow. What the fuck? Can you imagine? I'm dead. You got me. I'm sorry. Having too much fun. Bro. Oh my god. Ow, I'm dead. Fuck. Nice combo, man. It's over for me. Okay. It's looking scary. take that move. Oh, I died. I ducked. I'm dead. Oh! GG. The hop kick almost fucking hit. Oh. That would have been mad funny if that hit. Where'd he go? I was gonna say GG's. Oh. All right. I still have to record a video today. And then have a conversation with Lotus Asakura. Tricky, thank you for the raid. You're doing well. Oh, I'm ass. What do you like about Noctis that you can't seem to get out of the current roster? There's too many things to list. But he's Steve with range. The simplest way I could put it, but that's kind of still a gross misunderstatement. Are you playing beers? No, I was in a tournament. Play a little ranked until I wake up and then I'll do that video. That's what I'll do. Review on my time at Evo? No, I was gonna do that with my girlfriend because she was there. She was helping a lot.
Get ready for the next battle.
Is this the same time I usually stream? No, I don't have a consistent time. Besides just playing ranked more, is there a way to make ranked less mentally taxing? I don't think so. My schedule nowadays, I'm behind on YouTube stuff, so it's hard because I'm not sleeping very well. So it's hard to do my videos if I'm not like wide awake. But if I'm if I am wide awake, then it's fun. So it's weird. I just haven't been sleeping really well, so it's hard to lock in. Oh. Oh. Wow. Shitty ass combo, but it worked. Oh, demoted my fiance back to girl. Yeah, well, she was my girlfriend at the time of Evo, so it makes sense. Ugh. Annoying. Bruh. What are we doing? Oh. I messed up. Damn it.
Round 3. Fight.
What? Nice block, bro. He's a ducker on wake up. It's not that surprising.
Round 4. Fight.
Quick matches don't make ranked less taxing. You're just avoiding it. You're not in ranked. I keep thinking he's Dragonov, and I'm expecting a full crap to that. Ugh. Yeah. It doesn't make you worse beating people in quick match, it's just different. But yeah, people do play generally dumber. So they don't care as much. It's hard to practice fighting against people who don't like care.
Final round. Fight.
Yeah, going to locals helps if that's an option. What am I doing? This game is so ass when you're not in good condition. Like, unless you've slept really well and feel really good. It's like, oh my god, I'm just making mistakes. I'm dead, man. Nice sidestep. Ah. Oh, he didn't kill me. That's a high. Atlanta does have great locals, yeah. It's a great place to... It's like, it's intense too. Like, surviving that environment is really tough. Okay, no punish. Oh, I'm dead. He got a launch me for that. What the fuck? Who did that? Who does that? Oh my god. Oh, that was it. I would have fucking destroyed him. Hey, how did he beat my jab, bro? Nice. What's up, it's Butters?
Fight.
Dude. Oh my god. Oh, it puts me in stance, man. Maybe I can cancel stance. 3+4 back. No duck. Philip! Duck high!
Round 3. Fight.
That doesn't hit. What? Lydia feels good when she's steamrolling and feels terrible when she's not. Wow. Oh my god. I could have heat burst. I didn't know I was in heat. I'm dead.
Round 4. Fight. Final round. Fight.
What the fuck was that mash? Oh my god. Yeah, you got me, man. Wow. I'm dead. Oh, I should have died. Oh my god. No, I'm actually dead. I hate this game. I hate this game. I'm so ass. Fuck. Let's watch something. Hold on. There's no command. I had to add it. I was seeing if I even had a command.
It was great meeting you at Evo.
Flubby, it was nice meeting you too. Cheers. Thanks for saying hi. And thank you for the resub. Any good videos on Kuma? You'll want to watch Sour Piggy. That's the guy. That is the guy for real. Oh, I'm tired of being asked at this game, boys. But it's hard to be good. That's really it. It's hard to be good. Alright, let's take some notes and shit. I read last week. Congratulations. Thanks for the resub, Jemu.
Totally owned you, lamers.
Played you right before you went back to hotel.
Which character did you play again? I remember I was rushing, but I was trying to make sure I could play as many people as possible. Oh yeah, okay. Evo 20. All right. My Tekken name is a reference to another Tekken player who named himself Nameless King in Tekken 7. Okay, the quality is so shitty when they do like these replays. Congratulations, Trombonator. Good shit. Stage B, is this it? There were 2 stages for Tekken Top 24. This match broke my heart. I can't watch it again. Not yet. It's too soon. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and cry. No, I'm kidding. I have to go to the bathroom. I will play this and run an ad, and then I'll come back and we'll start studying together. Be back. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Was that counter hit? It was. Low high plays on an alpha N. That was so good. That back one was so good. This is so painful. Oh. I want to see. Could he have converted this? That's something I want to see real quick before I talk about this match. That's something I want to see if it's convertible. I think he could have, but I don't know how. 2-2 maybe?
Steve Fox. Jin Kazama.
Peekaboo up 2 might be too slow. Back flicker back 1-2 is possible, sure. Steve is a hard matchup for Jin. Maybe in second 7. I think in this game it's not so bad. I think it's not so bad in this game. How do you make him side long roll? Oh, he could have killed him for sure. Yeah, I think it's flicker back 1-2. I think it's flicker back 1-2. Let me get my stick. Trying to be nice and do it on pad. I can't do that. Yeah. Oh. Oh, but that's so hard in the moment, man. Oh, he could have done it. He actually would have won. Oh. Could you even... I doubt this works, but maybe you could do this. Where's my rage, man? Nah, that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. So you have to do flicker back 1-2, and then he could rage right there. Sidewall, but even so, flicker back 1-2 should be fast enough. That's like the best I can think of. It was Beard sidewall because of the second Sonic Fang, not because of the first one. But now we know. Wow. Okay, and then the other thing I was thinking is games 1 and 2, he did a really good job of controlling him with like hitboxes. What's up, baby? Zeldris, I'm glad. He says electric hit all these big moves, he gets counter hit. Alright, so now Ryef is just like 2-1, back forward 2-1. Steve fan, thanks to Lowhigh and FDX. That's funny as fuck. My Steve is ass. Very different from Lowhigh's. Okay. It is pretty crazy, but Steve has a hard time launch punishing that, right? I don't think you can peekaboo up forward 2, so he just has to get forward 1+2. Down forward 1, tons of counter hits. Fuzzy low parries. Nah, that was so good. So Lowhigh beats the shit out of him for 2 rounds, and then Ryef completely turns it around, and we want to see how he does that. And I think dead ass low high stop going low. I like that. I honestly like that, but that's fine. Laser scraper's so cheap in this game, man. Nice, he went low. Rife is ducking. That was, dude, like Steve's down forward one does not work. Oh, that was back one. I'm wrong. I'm talking out my ass. That was a good play from Rife. Making space. Rife just 2-1ing over and over and over again. So annoying to play into that. Because nobody wants to get counter hit by the third hit, so you just chill, and then the down forward one counter hits when you try to play the situation after. Just moving. That was so good. That was so good. Oh, he got hit. He can't be happy about that. Ah, he got hit twice. Spring kick. Sidewalk gets hit by homing. And what did he do here? What did he do? What did he do? How did he get hit? I think Anakin plays on DualShock 4. Back 2? Did you just make that up? Pretty sure we don't know what Lohai did. Down forward one gets evaded. That's pretty cheap. Underneath, I like that. I like that down jab. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. See, but Lohai doesn't want to spam 1, 2, 1 because of Jin's down 2. That shit just ends the round, which is really fucking annoying. Tons of chip. Grab, duck, nice. That's a throw break. They both fuzzy load. Down forward one got stepped. Couldn't find a back one there, and either way he was doing a down 4. Jin is cheap, man. If you try to play too defensive around his strings, then he just keeps keeping his turn. He did 1, 2, and Ryef will do the extension, right? And Steve's mids kind of don't work. Dude, look at all this damage. Down back 4. He tries to challenge finally. Like, he actually finally tried to challenge it. And then Ryef kept it really tight. That was really good. If he back 1'd here, it would have shit on him. No, Lionheart's a real guess. So you can just delay the option. So there's no fuzzy. Yes, that was a good adaptation because last time that was literally right before. You could have. She stood back up too. That feels so bad. He's just blocking. And this is like Tekken 7 trauma. Like, what do you do here? 0 sidestep. Like, how does Steve track this? This is a really annoying situation. Like, he does how do you track that? Like, Steve does not have a lot of options there. That's actually really annoying. That's cool. Down 2. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard because I like Lohai's playing such high percentage Tekken, but it's rough. Peekaboo down one, yeah. But the thing is, Jin is 0, right? Jin is 0 on block. So like, you do Peekaboo down one, Jin can just delete you, you know? So it's so rough. Yeah. I don't know why he has that. It's just hard to see. I'm trying to see like where it went wrong because it was looking so good and then you just started getting poked up. That back one getting ducked was probably a big deal. He's just running up doing this. Lohai's just paying respect to so many options. And like, that was unfortunate too. Lohai's style requires having some of the cleanest defense out there. And you can see where he slipped, right? Right, like people are used to reacting to this low. So the fact that it's not happening is a big deal. Like, look at that. Unless you're willing to challenge 214. Jin has so much agency, right? But Lohai plays high percentage. Like, he doesn't want to RPS there. Right? So, I think you can't avoid the RPS in this game. Because as soon as Ryef understood that Lohai was not going to guess on the ends of strings, he could just freestyle. Also, he was getting away with so many of those. 1-2, and then just do whatever he wants after. Run up to the low, down forward 1-4. Yeah, that's a counter hit confirmed, to be fair. 2-1-4 finishes it. Yeah. Down 2. Yeah. Forward dash, down forward. That was good. That back one was so good. Is there no OS for 2-1-4? No. It didn't kill, man. It didn't kill. Zero. He chills for like 3 interactions. He really sat still. Also, like, consider too, like, nah, great health didn't matter there. Oh. Yeah. Oh, he whiffed, but he canceled it early. Which makes sense because Jin can chase it down so easily. Swindler. The swindler hitting is so funny. He stopped swindling too. Nice combo, bro. That was so fire. He's 1-2-1 was working game one. I wonder why he stopped. So good. So annoying. I love it. Yo. That was so fire. Okay. Now Riot has the lead. He's not afraid to go in at all. How's that hitting, man? Caught his KBD or like a fuzzy block. Oh, Sonic Fang is the punish there, but that's hard. That's new. That's like brand new shit. God. Yeah! Jin can do down forward 4 and then laser scraper to track you. But what can Steve do to track him? He's risking back 1, I guess, but even so. Riot's fuzzy ducks are good. He does down 4 fuzzy duck to dodge a back 1. That sucks. Dude. The down back 4 was just killing low high, man. And then he tries to move after or some shit. And there he's afraid of hell sweep because it breaks the floor too, which is really rough. Dude. Jin is so good, man. Nice, that was so good. Yes. He doesn't finish this, right? Oh, hell sweep hits. Ah, okay. I don't know why Rive keeps using back 4. I think it's to beat jab. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think this move sucks. I don't know why he's using it. Yeah, Jin's dive kick is plus and going to CD, but Devil Jin's launch. Well, there's 2 different moves. Devil Jin's is a evasive backswing. Jin's is offensive, just visual dive kick. Different moves. False equivalency. Just because he's coming out of the air doesn't mean it's the same move. Issue, thank you for the resub.
Hello, Fit and Fit Associates.
So good. Oh, I should do that more. Fly dive kit, not back three. Yeah, that's fucked up. That might just be some legacy shit. That's so unlucky, bro. He missed one machine gun punch, and that's the one that would have killed. Like, can you believe that? That's so unlucky, but you know, it didn't matter there. He want. It's wow. That block was crazy. It feels like he wants to hit a back one or some shit, bro. But like, can we not down 2-1? Can we not like? Yeah, peekaboo down one, right? Like some more of those, maybe. Ref's using a lot of fuzzy ducks, which is annoying as Steve. QCF1 exists. Ref getting away with all the sidestep fuzzies. Yeah, low high probably not happy about that one. I rolled my eyes because that would happen to me and I'd be like, God damn it. Tracking. Down one. You can also play like punch parry, right? But like dying to an electric off a punch parry does feel bad, so. Yeah, 1-2-1. Sidestep right duck, sidestep right duck. God block. Having a TNS, I lost. That is usually the answer if you see a streamer not in a tournament that they say they're in, is they probably lost. What happened? I lost! What is this line of questioning? Why is everyone on low high side? Low high is a fan favorite. That's the main reason. What's up, Lotus? Well, no shit, you lost. I was curious who you lost to. Well, check the damn bracket. Or the VOD. Not everybody likes talking about their losses. Especially not after it just happened. Fuck.
I'll never forgive the Japanese.
Hey man, why aren't you in team?
Maybe if you woke up on time, you'd still be in. And maybe if you didn't choose to type that, you'd still be able to type. Monkey D. Caleb. Hope you're pleased with your actions. All right, let me try to record this really quick. Let me record this really quick, and then I will call Lotus. If I can do it in one take, it'll be about half an hour. But given the state of my brain right now, it could very easily be longer. All right. Thank you for the resub, bro. Appreciate you. What are we talking about again? Oh, yeah, I remember. Never mind. We're good. Can't avoid the RPS in this game. Mental frame. Strings. Tekken 7 trauma is real. Can't avoid the RPS in this game. And then, what else do we got? Reminds me of when I was playing at a national level table tennis tournament. Lost grand finals 3-0, 11-9 on all matches at Salties. Yeah, what happened? What happened? What happened? Who did you lose to? Tell me about the matches. Let me time travel back to the moment it happened, and I will ask you right there. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, losing is tilting. My dad was a really good table tennis player, so I got to watch really intense matches. Table tennis gets super intense. Let's see. Tekken 7 trauma is real. You can't avoid the RPS in this game. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Like even as Steve, you can't, right? Oh, Jin is like harder to block in this game for some reason. What is RPS? Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, I think I put Tekken 7 trauma is real at the end though. Anti-Jin is not the same as... It's gonna be a video, yeah. Uh... Maybe I should play Jin, bro. Maybe I should play Jin. First Twitch timeout ever. Welcome to your second. I'm kidding. That was too long. There was no need for that. I think that's good. Self-made SJ. I think we covered what I want to cover. Jin is really good. Jin is really obnoxious. Uh Um, okay. Okay. RPS is rock paper scissors. Okay. Okay, I think this is good. Let's do our dumbass intro and then get started, I think. I'm gonna start Yellowstone because of my tweet. I love that show, bro. I'm new to it and I like it. The first episode went crazy. I hear it mixed reviews in the later seasons, but anyways, I have to mute alerts for now. Flixie, thanks for gifting a sub. Sorry, I think I missed that. Thank you so much. Good to see you, bro. Okay. Also, I'm wondering if the chat should be like up here. Like maybe that's distracting. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure what the answer is. Lower is better. Okay. What do I even talk about? Um. Does this fit? Not fit. Damn it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. You don't even have to leave the chat up as long as you see it. Oh, it's the other way around. I don't want to see it, but the video people might want to see it. Also, my name isn't Phil. You waiting till the next ad to start? No, I'm thinking about how to do an intro, but you can wait till the next ad starts. If I wanted to run the ad, I would just hit it. I gotta think. This shit is hard. Let's see you do this every day. Why so he's so sassy? Because I gotta read green names and purple names every day. And your strange indigo name. Hey, don't talk shit about green names. That's what that sounded like in my head. Oh, hello, Mike. Mike. Yeah, I just have to record something. Mike. All right. Let's see. I want to talk about how a bunch of new players are watching and enjoying Tekken. Adjust my volume. Yeah, I'm streaming. Let's see. A bunch of new people have been enjoying Tekken since Evo. Game is hard for all of us. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Oh, you can see Mike. Look at that. All right. Since Evo 2024, a bunch of people have been joining the Tekken 8 scene, and we love to have you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You may have noticed that this game is really, really hard. And it's supposed to be. I want to show you a match from Evo 2024 that kind of shows that even the best of the best in the world are struggling with this game. This match I want to talk about is Lohai versus Ryef. There's a ton of notes here. Don't be overwhelmed. We're going to talk about it in a sec, all right? If it makes you feel more comfortable here, don't look at it, all right? This is Lohai versus Ryef. Both world-class players. Lohai, a TWT champion and Evo champion. Ryef doesn't have a title for himself yet, but he is consistently showing up on the world stage. This match is on the winner's side. To win this match means that you instantly qualify for the final day, the top six matches on the big stage in the Evo arena. Very prestigious, very exciting. It brings you so close to the championship to win this. If you lose this, you have to fight through the rest of the top 24 losers bracket. It's actually, I think, 4 matches to get from... If you lose this match, you have to play about 4 matches to get to the top 6. Let's check it out, actually, while we're here. And while I look this up, let's talk a bit about Jin versus Steve. So, traditionally, at least as of Tekken 7, it was understood that Jin kind of struggles against Steve. And that was because Jin is like the big Tekken god. He's got the Electric Wind Hook Fist, he's got the Demon Paw, and yeah, I got 49th at Evo, by the way. Not bad for a YouTuber, right? He's got the Demon Paw, he's got the Electric, tons of big moves that are high reward that he wants to use. The counter hit forward 4. And Steve having a 13-frame counter hit launcher in back 1 makes it hard to ever get that started, right? So Steve has always been seen as kind of a counter to Jin for that reason, being able to play very small and deny his big Tekken. But in Tekken 8, they've given Jin a lot of tools that makes that harder to work with. Okay, so... oh, I give away the result with this. Damn it. Well, let's see. If you lose this, you have to play 2, right? Lohai. Yeah, okay, you have to play 2. All right, we'll start over. Run it back. Run it back. Edit and pose. You must be new here. One take. Shit, I'm new here. I don't know the command. All right. All right, one sec. Let's try that again. God damn it. All right. Run it back. since the conclusion of EVO 2024, tons of new players have been coming into Tekken 8, and maybe they're returning players, maybe they've been part of the scene before. And if you're here, welcome. We're all having a good time, mostly. I'm sure that if you've been playing the game for a while now, you'll realize that this game is really, really hard, and it's supposed to be. Even the best of the best in the world are struggling in these tournaments, and I want to use this video as an opportunity to cover a match that can hopefully give you some guidance in this game that has so much depth, so much breadth. It's an insanely complex game, but the more you learn, the simpler it becomes. And I'm hopeful that going over a bunch of pro matches where they're struggling with adjusting to Tekken 8 can help inform this. So the match I want to look at is the top 24 winners side match from EVO 2024. The winner of this match instantly qualifies for top 6. They get to go in the big arena on the big stage and show up on around the world. Like, EVO is watched so much compared to other tournaments. It's kind of like it feels kind of like our Olympics, where people that normally don't watch fighting games will probably see EVO matches. So getting on stage on stream is obviously really big, but also winning this title is very prestigious. This is like our world championship. Happens every year, not every 4 years, but yeah, so this is Lohai versus Ryef. Lohai is a Tekken World Tour champion and an EVO champion in the past. Ryef doesn't have a title to his own yet, Ryef from Saudi Arabia, but he consistently has been showing up on the world stage, especially towards the end of Tekken 7. So what I want to do is we're going to go through this match, and I'm going to give you some insight on how these players are playing and why it's so difficult. But before we do that, I want to give you some background information, right? So Jin versus Steve has historically been, I think, almost universally seen as Steve favored, right? Jin has all these big giant moves, the electric wind hook fist, his counter hit forward right kick, forward 4, and demon paw, forward 2, a bunch of these huge giant hitboxes that are high reward, but they're slower. Steve has a bunch of super fast counter hit moves. So it was always really hard for Jin to get started when Steve could just threaten launching him with a quick 13 frame back 1. So that's not really the case in Tekken 8. So playing anti-Jin is, I think, universally seen as harder, for sure. For one, his pokes are better. His simple pokes, like down forward 1, are a lot stronger. He's got really quick while standing punishment now with while standing 4-4. His jab isn't as stubby. His 2-1 is really, really good. It was already really good, but the fact that the last hit, 2-1-4, can counter hit, knockdown, is extremely strong. Secondly, his lows are harder to react to. So Korean players and really, really fast, really cracked players will make Jin feel like his lows are useless. He has the hell sweep that knocks down. The best of the best could react to it. His down back 4, the stature kick, the best of the best could react to it. But in this game, those players are struggling to react to Jin doing it. It could be PS5 latency, it could be nerves, but I think consistently across the world, I've seen players who can react to it no longer be able to react to it. And then he has these new robbery tools that he didn't necessarily have before. So if you were spamming highs on Jin to kind of control him, like jab strings and things like that, he now has down 2, right? And if he counter hits, he gets a full launch. And a launch on Jin is very, very valuable because his heat does so much damage. So if you're down half a life bar, Jin is potentially putting you at lethal. And then he also has Black Wing Rondo. That's like his big, he does like a backflip and jumps in the air. I can't even know how to describe the move. But this move is insanely evasive. It jumps over lows, the stance ducks under highs and some mids. So even before, where if you try to apply the strategy from Tekken 7, where you did a bunch of small moves to kind of control him, he can suddenly rob you with these moves. So that presents a threat that makes it harder to consistently control Jin. And then finally, whereas before he kind of had to hit an electric or a counter hit to really get a giant reward, now he has safe mid launchers. So in heat, forward 2 becomes a full launcher, and his heat smash when there's a wall nearby is like devastating. The wall doesn't even have to be nearby. If you've been on Twitter, you can see Jin can wall splat you from like halfway across the stage, right? So once Jin's in heat, you're at gunpoint. And he still has all his giant moves from before. He still has his better pokes, and he still has these robbery tools. So anti-Jin is not as easy to apply as it was in the previous game. On top of that, anti-Steve, I think, is a bit easier in Tekken 7. So they've nerfed his back 1. It doesn't end the round anymore. And they've nerfed low parry universally. And Steve relied on these a lot. Because if Steve could get a low parry and put you at the wall, he gets the nasty mix-up of QCF1, a safe mid wall splat, and his stomp, which would knock down. Now, low parry not only does less damage, you can't get as long of a combo, so you can't get to the wall as easily, and it's all gray health. Similarly, when he hits a counter hit back one, his 13 frame high launcher, it's mostly gray health damage. And that means the opponent can attack you to heal up again, or they can go into heat and attack your block and heal even more. And as we said, Jin's lows are harder to react to, and you can poke better. The combination of all this means Steve's damage doesn't stick as well. And then another weakness that Steve is really struggling with, and Steve players are, is that it's easier to sidestep block against his hitboxes, right? So Steve is supposed to have a homing move in this up back two. It's like a high homing. You'll see the like homing streaks behind his arm. High homing right punch. But it is easy to sidestep block so that you will avoid his down forward one and still block the high. So Steve doesn't have good options if the opponent is doing quick sidestep guards in neutral. The best thing you can do for that is let them finish their sidestep and then try to counter hit them after. But as you'll see with Jin, he has so many threats and ways to blow you up that it's scary to commit to that, right? And on top of that, the Korean style generally prefers not to play rock, paper, scissors. They like to use clean defense and solid movement to download the way you play the game and your timings and really just shut you down and make it feel super impossible, right? They go for this really consistent style of play that Tekken 8 doesn't reward as much. So we'll cover these takeaways again at the end of the game, but I want you to have these in mind as you're watching this match. You can't avoid the rock, paper, scissors in this game, right? You can't sit and wait for the perfect moment to counter hit your opponent or block all their moves unless you're using a cheat bot or something, right? But you have to attack and you have to impose your game plan on the opponent, even when you're playing a counter hit character like Steve. He has attacks, he has pokes that do permanent damage, and you need to be using those to restrict when your opponent can attack you. And if you get counter hit when trying to do that, it's okay, right? You start to understand more of what your opponent wants. You also can't sit there and let your opponent do strings on you because they've buffed strings so much in this game. It's no longer the case where you can just sit there, have really good string defense, and your opponent can't hit you. They've buffed strings in Tekken 8 so that there are real mix-ups now. There's the duckable high, and the mid. The strings are usually structured so that they have duckable highs or mids in the middle of the string. And Jin, especially with Laser Scraper, has a duckable high and a mid that's safe and goes into stance. So you can't sit there. You have to answer it either preemptively or make a read on the high, make him go mid. Tons of interaction you have to do, whereas before in Tekken 7 you didn't have to. You could just wait. And finally, you will see at the end of this match that the Tekken 7 trauma is so real. No matter how we're only 4, 5, 6 months into this game, right? Depending on how long you've played it. These pros have been playing for about 6 months now, as of the time I'm recording this video. And they've spent years cultivating the Tekken 7 style of playing high percentage, playing safe, and keeping it consistent. Tekken 8 is blowing that style out of the water. The way that we play needs to be changed. I've talked for a long time. Let's check out this match now. First to 2. The winner immediately qualifies for top 6. Let's full screen this. So Lohai doesn't play Steve all the time. He usually plays Dragunov as well, but his Steve is very, very good. Throw is broken, but it's good to put out. Back one, counter hit while standing one, and 1-2, 1-2 hits, right? Despite the threats of Jin's counter hits, like down 2 there, 1-2, 1-2, look at the reward. Look at how much HP he has that's all permanent. He hasn't even hit a counter hit back one yet. Counter hit down forward 2, down forward 1. Right? So Lohai, not afraid to put out the hitboxes. This is looking good so far. This is what you want. Big whiff there, but Lohai canceled the stance early. Standing 1-2 finish, that's fine. The punish doesn't hurt too badly. Jin's throwing out big moves. He gets counter hit down forward 2. Ryef gets swindled, ducking the back one, but then the extension of the string hits. Nice combo from Lohai. Okay, goes for a heat. He wanted to get the heat dash in that combo, I think, to kill. Messed up, but it's fine. And then whiff punishes the heat burst from too far. Now look at this situation here. How did Lohai get this launch? Here? Well, what Ryef is doing, Ryef is interacting with the back one in a very read-based way, very aggressive. So he sees the back one whiff, and he ducks in case the second hit comes out, right? Steve is a back 1-2, the second hit is high. Ryef is ducking on the timing the 2 would come out, the high, and then he sees, like he's pretty certain that the high went through. So he immediately starts doing his attack, his punish, right? He stands up and does, I think it's a down back 4 or like some kind. Oh no, he's doing standing 4. He's doing standing 4. So he ducks in the timing the high would come and immediately he's putting out his attack. But they gave Steve this like mini mix up now. So back 1-2-1 and he cancels the high into a counter hit mid. That was a nice little mix up from low high. And then he finishes up the round here when Ryef does this heat burst, but is way out of range. He tries to cancel it. Sonic Fang whiff punishes. So going into round 3, low high has a ton of momentum. Everything he's doing is working. Ryef hasn't gotten anything started, so he finds a low parry. Jab combo. Doesn't get to the wall, but good carry. Down 4-2. And this is instructive of the low parry now. If I'm going to rewind real quick, look at this. This is a whole low parry combo. Look at how low the damage is. So it's not so bad. What's advantageous here is the wall position. So Steve is going to have to fight his way out. And you'll see low high plays it very chill. Just blocking and sidestepping to the left, trying to get out of that wall. And look, now the wall is completely reversed. Not committing to forcing an attack. He doesn't have to take his mix up right away. He just has to get out of here or else that will happen, right? So cool at a high level, you see them jockey for position, not just damage. Because the position can affect how safely you can fight back or force your offense. 1-2-1-2 gets ducked under. Ryef is ducking a lot because it's so effective against Steve's highs. Heat burst, back to the wall. Again, very ugly. And beautiful rage art from low high. Rage art has a bit of damage reduction. So because he did the rage art, that down forward one didn't kill and actually kills Ryef. Now, prior to that, Ryef had been playing pretty well, right? You'll see that Jin does this down 4. This is so effective. It goes under Steve's counter hit launcher. It goes under 1-2-1-2. It's one of his fastest lows. It's so crucial to use in this matchup, right? So Ryef was actually really cooking here with that poke. Survives the back 1 attempt, does the heat dash. It's 1 hit away, but that damage reduction literally made 1 pixel of a difference. So low high's looking really, really good. The Steve is looking really clean. Both players come up to coach. I have mixed feelings about coaching the player who already won. I feel like you should just let him do his thing. But, you know, what do I know? I'm not the one on stage here, okay? I'm not the one sitting in top 24. Low high backdashing a bit. And this, to me, is already kind of a questionable sign, right? He's already moving backwards when we talked about how you need to kind of put out attacks, right? And you'll see that Ryef starts taking advantage of this. Ryef playing a lot smaller now while standing 4-4. And low high's at half HP just off of these pokes. Right? Low high is just moving a lot. But before we saw 1-2-1-2, we saw counter hit down 4-2, we saw the Swindler back 1-2-1. Now he's keeping it really tiny, misses a punish here. And he's just not winning enough HP, not threatening Ryef enough. And then he loses round 1. Look at this situation here too. This is a fun little Steve nuance. As of the latest buffs to Steve, I think 2 patches ago, Steve can punish this with while standing Sonic Fang, the 1+2. But Steve has had the same punishes for so long that nobody's used to punishing like that yet, even at the top level. So, low high seeming to pump the brakes a little bit, and Ryef is filling that space with his offense. So, down 2-1, I like this. Immediately attacking back. Down forward 1. The grab goes unbroken because of the counter hit. If you get a counter hit thrown, the window shrinks to break it. There's Jin's laser scraper into stance. That string is so good in this game. Blocks the string. Nice patience from low high. Down forward 2. Standing 4. The grab does not catch the heat burst in time. That would have been guaranteed. Luckily, he doesn't get whiff punish for that. But he tried to interact on the down back 4. And the 2-1 hit him. Right? The down back 4 is +3. So you really have to kind of sit still there. The 2-1 will track. While standing 1-2. Counter hit. Standing 4. Luckily no launch. And low high hard ducks. Why would low high duck here? Because Jin's sweep also breaks the floor. So this 50-50 is so nasty on this stage. The stage hazard heavily favors Jin. And look at these down 4s. Suddenly, Steve can't seem to get anything started. Here's a heat engage. This is really good. But he gets jabbed out. He gets jabbed out because of the threat of Jin's parry. I'll cover that in a sec. Back 2. Good mash. All permanent health. Gets the right 50-50 on this clinch grab. Heat dash. 1-hit situation. And the hell sweep hits. Low high misses the reaction. Once again, Korean players have built their style to be able to react to Jin's lows. So when that reaction fails, you'll see them get hit a lot. Now look at this situation here. So Jin runs up here. Jin runs up after a little wave dash, right? The Hell Sweep will break the floor and give him a combo. The mid will combo and give him the floor break. So either way, he's kind of screwed here. He goes for a hard duck and misses the 50-50. Again, because reacting to the Hell Sweep is harder, he has to guess. If he doesn't want to just throw a back one or something. Right? Forward, forward, four. And then look at this. Double down four from Ryef. Extremely effective here. This was crucial to just get around that counter hit high. If Ryef chose anything else, like a slower move, he would have gotten launched. Steve has a chance to come back. So double down four is really nice. The low parry, not enough damage. I like this low from Steve. It is launch punishable, but I think Steve has to use it to get a lot of damage threat, to go under highs, and attack from a range that he normally doesn't attack from. I think this low is crucial from Steve. You'll see Numan Chowdhury from Pakistan use this low a lot. Because if you have to hard commit to that duck against Steve, he gets a lot more options. QCF1, really, really nice. And why does Jin jab here? Why does Jin if he got heat engaged upon, he's like at minus 17. Right? Steve has a 17 frame advantage. Why in his right mind would he jab here? Because Jin is one of the few characters who can actually parry Steve's running 2, right? So Lohai delays it to avoid getting parried. Ryef is a known parrier. He loves Jin's parry. If he did it immediately, Jin can parry and launch him and end the round. So Lohai tries to delay it, and Ryef is on the next level of the mind game. He's like, he's going to delay it because he's afraid of the parry. I'm just going to mash. So this is a instructive example for playing the RPS, right? A consistent player might just block, right? Instead of parry or block. But Ryef is willing to play the rock, paper, scissors. He's making the bet that, yeah, you're going to delay it because you're afraid of my parry. I'm going to hit you for it, right? He's taking the balls out approach. Balls on the table, I will hit you and I might die for this. And that's fine. And how do you fight somebody like that? How do you fight somebody who doesn't seem like they're afraid of dying? And that, to me, is instructive in how the next round goes, right? Final round, final game on the arena, smaller stage, the walls are a bigger threat. Let's look at how Lohai tries to adjust to this. Right, Jin is doing a ton of big moves, so Lohai puts out his counter hit down forward 2. Right, just moving around a bit, gets clipped by a back 4, doesn't block the low, survives the mid, back 1 coming out, playing a bit more range here, kind of inviting Jin in. The grab is guaranteed when the parry whiffs. While standing 2-2. Doesn't go into a mix-up. Swindles him again. You should keep running that. It keeps working. That's so good. Yep, does the heat smash just to keep it safe. Doesn't need to do a complicated combo here. Doesn't want to drop the combo. Blackwing Rondo. That's the move I'm talking about. If Lohai decided to swing right here, any move, back 1, down forward 1, he would have had to do a low. But even then, look at this. Look at how low he gets. Jin is down there. He evades almost anything. And if you're too slow, he jumps over your low. So the reason why this move exists or is allowed to do that is because it's launch punishable. It's minus, 15? Minus 16? Let's look at this. We have a chat bot in here, actually. I think if I type Jin Zen up 1, look at that. You can see that there. Minus 16. So Steve can't launch this. The best he could do is forward 1 plus 2. I don't think instant peekaboo up forward 2 is practical in this sense. So it's a good decision from Ryef. It's a high percentage decision. It doesn't get him murdered, and he gets the chance to win the entire round, basically. So Ryef trying to play small again, but Lohai beating him back with the down forward 1s. Doesn't interact with this 1-2-4, 1-2-3 nonsense. Just down forward 1s, playing slow. Low parry on the down 1. Really, really nice. Right? Combo. Heat dash. 1 Gatling gun punch missed, so he's at 1 pixel and survives, but his string defense is so solid. Perfect Korean Tekken from what we're seeing, right? Don't hit me with your strings, I got defense. But as we said, Ryef is not afraid to play the rock, paper, scissors. So if Lohai's waiting for the low parry and just doing down forward 1s, what is Ryef going to do? Gets low blocked, whiff there, down forward 4, and then goes for laser scraper to track. And you'll notice that Lohai didn't duck this here. Now, back forward 2, there's a high here. That's duckable, but the mid is so strong that usually people just don't interact with it. Okay, Lohai going low. I love that. Got to pressure the HP and make him interact. 2-1-4. Really hard to interact with that string from Jin. Wow, everything is hitting. Tons of black health. Nothing to heal for Steve. Forward dash, forward dash. This is not looking good. Lohai is just moving. He's not putting out his hitboxes. He gets a great low parry there, which kind of justifies that neutral he was playing before. But in my opinion, it's better to continue threatening the HP. He gets clipped by the spring kick, clipped by the standing 4, and then back 2-1, clips him again. A little too active trying to end the round, I believe. Just everything was just hitting. So Riot gets on the board. We see Lohai shrinking his style, reducing the amount of attacks he's doing. So he starts attacking again, and Jin evades it. Okay, out of range of the down back 4. Underneath, that's really good. Uh-oh. The lows are coming out. Lohai can't react to these for some reason. It could be the setup, it could be PS5, it could be Tekken 8, but for whatever reason, these lows are not getting blocked. Heat Burst, Jin has a great wall position. 1-2-1 is really good. Fighting back out of the wall. Look at all of these pokes that Steve has a hard time finding a back 1 timing on. Forward dash, that's a throw break. He gets punished. They're both playing so small. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Nice block on the low finally. 1-2, 1-3. Lohai just almost frozen blocking. But it's the final round. It's not over. Rive playing 1-3, which should be low parried on reaction. Whiff there, no punish. It did look like it was going to hit his block. Down back 4. Down forward 1-4. Down forward 2. He's chipping away with the duck forward 2. Rife is just winning all these pokes. It's looking so bad. Lohai was looking so good the first 2 rounds, and now he's literally 1 launch from death. That could have killed. Well, not literally, but you know. Down 4, now he's in rage, but a crucial back 1. Awkward combo. He saves it by doing back 1 into the immediate machine gun punches. He floats him. He can die here, but he doesn't get the combo. It's not over. It's 1 pixel. Rife driving the pressure now. Dive kick. Dive kick. Lohai is completely frozen and gets hell swept. And Rife does a Fall Guys pop off. Honestly, what a situation. That was so painful to watch from how dominant Lohai was playing, and it took me many watch throughs of this to try and understand why this happened, and I don't know if I have a complete answer. Again, I'm not the one sitting on the top 24 stage. I'm the one sitting on my chair talking about it after the fact, but I have a few ideas of why this happened. So you'll notice, let's look back to understand this. Let's look back at round 1. The very first round they played, look at how Lohai played, right? I think this style is very close to how Steve is supposed to play. Down forward 1. Backdashing a bit, sure, but 1-2, 1-2, just finishing the string. Forward dashing into grab, back 1. Look at all of these 1-2, 1-2s while standing 1s. He decides to go for the stomp, right? Like, I love this. He's putting out, like, how can Rife get started? He cannot find anything. Gets counter hit down forward 2 and then dies. Right? Let's look at round 2. Right? Over here. Back 1 in the open. Flicker 2. While standing 1-2, just rips it, you know. See, vibe check. Are you going to mash or not? Counter hit down forward 2. Back 1-2-1 Swindler. Full combo. We can skip the combo. He messes up the combo a little bit. 1-2-1 right away. 2 jab. Backdashing a bit, seeing what Rife will do, and then he just makes a mistake, right? Down 2-1 gets low parried, but how does Lohai respond to getting low parried? What happened here? Yep, he's just moving out of the wall. Yes, laser scraper is a thing, but he's willing to play getting off the wall. Plays a, you know, QCF1 rocket launcher. And he gets counter hit here. He's going to eat this combo. How does he play after this combo? He tries to go for a stomp on wake up. Do you see this? He tries to go for a stomp on wake up. Like, that is so aggressive. I love it. Shimmying a little bit before doing the mid. Stomps again. He's not afraid. He's not afraid at all. One jab gets evaded. Confident rage art, right? So, like, look at how fast he's playing. Even when he's just moving, he's moving forward. He's threatening an attack timing. When he's moving backwards, he's clearly looking for the back 1 timing now, right? Now, contrast that to how these rounds went here. Rife is up 2-0. And yes, he's throwing the back 1s, which is, or down forward 1s, which I think is good. I think we should have seen more peekaboo down 1, the QCF2 as well. But Rife starts answering in a really nasty way. Look at this interaction. 2-1 from Jin, threatening the 3rd hit. And then he does the 3rd hit, right? Down forward 1 is blocked. And then after this low is a key interaction point, okay? He's -1 on hit, so Steve technically has his turn. So Riot answers with a quick sidestep duck that beats the back 1. Down forward 1 is hard to track this situation. And it gives Riot this while standing 4-4. So now Riot gets a low poke, and Steve can't really answer after the fact in a consistent way. Jin has so many ways to blow him up. Again, counter hit down 2, Blackwing Rondo, forward 2, things like that. So if Steve decides to delay and try and catch the sidestep, Riot can always just attack again. And that's what we see happens. We start to see just a ton of 2-1. 2-1. And Lohai doesn't want to interact with the third hit. Technically, he can take his turn. Jin's turn is over if he does 2-1, right? Jin 2-1, -3 on block. So it's a really nasty string, right? Yes, Lohai can jab, but that risks losing to the third hit on delay. So Riot decides to play the cheapest string possible, which is smart, which is good. And then he starts playing some down forward 1s and 1-2s. And building up that permanent health damage while Lohai is trying to find the perfect time to attack is costing him so much, right? This is an unfortunate mistake, but now look at how Riot continues to play. Right? Whiffing down back 4 from huge range, because the threat of all of his string offense is actually adding up. Lohai can't manage the reactions to the lows, the whiff punishes, and everything else while trying to figure out how to get around this dude doing all these strings. And I think Steve can do the same thing. 1-2-1 sway, down forward 1 sway, down forward 1-2. Nobody likes dying for doing a string like that, especially Korean players. But you can see how effective it can be, right? You can see how effective it is at generating pressure. And sure, Jin and Steve are different characters, right? But the Swindler had been working on Riot. The back 1-2-1 into the mid launch. Beautiful low block. And this is, again, look at that situation here. 2-1. He punishes here, right? Steve is +3, right? He tries to down forward 1, and Jin just calmly sidesteps it to the right. So even if he tried to up back 2 to track it, what has Riot been doing? Sidestep duck. So the best option here sometimes is to do nothing, but then you let Riot take control again. That's why Steve is a little harder to pilot in this game. And I think the only answer that I've been able to see so far is how Pakistani Steves are playing, right? Pakistani Steves are playing completely crazy, like going into stances, doing like launch punishable lows over and over, just so it's harder to tell when Steve is going to do what he wants to do. Because if you try to play this consistent style of Steve, I think Tekken 8 offense is too strong. In Tekken 7, Steve could defend, and be winning the whole time. In Tekken 8, strings are too good. Like, canned mix-ups are too good. You have to be the one actually driving. You can't sit there and play off your counter hit threat, especially when Riot has shown he's not afraid to die. And here's another situation. 1-2, there's the 1-2-4, the high, and 1-2-3, the mid. Lohai never interacts with this string. So Riot can forward dash after the fact and then do a down 4. Look at how long Lohai is really sitting still there, right? 1-2, forward dash, down 4, right? Like, the reason why people don't just do that all the time is because 1-2 is minus on block. And it's hard to fight someone like Riot who will do the strings sometimes and not do the strings other times. So rather than trying to guess, should I block high? Should I block low? Should I interrupt? Maybe it's better to be the one attacking, right? And I think game 1 was the perfect example of that. Lohai, sure, he sat still sometimes or didn't attack, but he was threatening his other attacks. Here, he's clearly trying to defend, and Riot is abusing that by just running strings over and over again. Partial string, threatening the extension, and just getting small clips of damage here and there. 1-3, back 2-1, right? Partial string here, 1-2. Like, he's almost not afraid of getting mixed up. He's almost not afraid of getting counter hit. He's just going in and doing his strings. And Lohai kind of does it back here, right? But at this point, with this life deficit, Jin is completely winning. Not just in HP, but in like situational priority, right? If Lohai tries to take a risk now, he insta-dies. So it came down to this really clutch back 1, and we labbed this situation. This is actually winnable. After this float, Lohai can convert this into a combo, and that's what made this really sad. And that's probably what he was upset about too, is this is comboable. But he tried to go for the safe option, I believe, get a Sonic Fang that would have wall splatted, but the sidewall was in the way. You can't Rage Art here. You can't You can't Rage Art, and you can't do Peekaboo up forward 2. To do this combo, this is the last thing I'll show for now. If you want to beat Jin here, right? So what I'm going to do is just poke his ass so he gets up. I'm going to Sonic Fang him. You have to do this, and then he probably could have Rage Arted, right? That's probably the way to end that combo. But that situation is so specific. Lowhigh isn't solo maining Steve in this game, so having that kind of combo awareness is really, really hard. Top 24 on stage. It's really hard to fault somebody for missing that. It's just a shame knowing that that was the possibility. Tough set. Obviously, very well played, very well composed by Ryef. And Tekken 8 is really, really hard. That's what I really wanted to emphasize here, is Tekken 8 is insanely hard. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did. Leave a comment if you think I missed something. Or if you have nothing to say, leave an emoji. That helps me a ton. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Okay. I actually did it. I actually did it really smoothly. I like hit the mute button while I was commentating and said that.
I barely heard.
Yeah. I squeezed it in between.
No, I know
yeah.
in your.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
But then. In and out.
That's fine. That's fine. People, yeah, it's just the sound. Because if it's visual, people are usually watching the game, and if somebody's bored enough to see it, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, here's a ghost behind." So,
I know.
So that's fine. It's the sound that's hard, because if I can't edit out the sound, I can't distract. While I'm talking. Did you guys hear the dog toy squeaking? I'm not gonna retake the video anyways, because that was a good take otherwise. But yeah. Thank you.
How was that adaptation?
Yeah, we are very flexible. Forgot there was a dog. I still think about Ryef putting himself face up, head towards the crowd during the pop-off. Yeah. Okay, they didn't hear it, so it's perfect. It was just hard for me. I was like, and then he's gonna squeak, and then he's gonna block squeak. And I was like, I'm short-circuiting. All right. I gotta have a conversation with Lotus, and then I will be done. Let me. We're gonna talk about Evo or something. Yes, I did early on. All right, Phil poppin'. I'll watch the video back, and if it's not there, I'll remember your name. Let's see. Hello, hello.
Yo, what's good, man?
Good, what's good? I'm chilling. Let me. This is Lotus Asakura. Let me see. I will record my screen, and then I can just send that to you later.
Sounds good.
Cool. Do, 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 do. Do, do.
Right. Go ahead. Open up OBMs.
My pillow's upside down? Oh, my. See.
What a funny thing to notice.
I know. Well, they're staring
How
at
does
me.
that happen, though? Wait a minute.
It falls off constantly, and it's magnetic, so I just throw it on sometimes and don't look.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's see. Where's my Discord? Here we go. Not that one. I'm a wash streamer. I can't find anything. Here we go. Okay.
Mic check 1 2 and 2. Mic check 1 2 and 2. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Check.
Hello.
Go ahead and speak for me.
Hello. Check.
All right. I think we're Gucci. All right. You ready to roll?
All right. Let me start the recording over. All right. I'm good.
All right. Let's get it. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lotus Asakura, the one who never knows best. And in today's video, I'm bringing you another discussion video joined by a very special guest who you're all familiar with at this point. I'm sure you know him, you love him. None other than FDX. Say what's good to the people.
Hello.
Yeah, so today I'm having FDX join me because I figured in my opinion, there was an interesting conversation to be had, and this isn't meant to be like particularly insightful or anything. Is I don't feel like I have anything profound to really offer. I just kind of want to talk about it and get some of my own thoughts and opinions out there because this is a conversation that I've been seeing had on Twitter since Evo made this announcement about a week ago now. So if I go over to the monitor right now, you'll see that in Vegas, Evo made the announcement that there will be several new additions to the Evo lineup. Next year in 2025, there will be an Evo LA, an Evo in Tokyo, which we've already been having Evo Japan. There's obviously going to be Evo Las Vegas, and then there's also going to be an Evo in, I believe they pronounce it Nice, which is in France in October. Also, they mentioned that in 2026 there will be an Evo in Singapore. And basically, this is all very hype and very exciting news. But there's been an ongoing conversation and debate about whether or not this is a good thing, it's a bad thing, if it's watering down the Evo brand, if it's strengthening the Evo brand, and basically everything in between. So I brought Fee here today to discuss it with me and kind of get his opinion and also kind of give my opinion as well, just because I figured it would be fun to talk about. So I'll go ahead and let you have the floor first. Do you have any opinions about Evo expanding in this way and adding in all these other stops and damn near creating like their own circuit or own tour?
Yeah, my initial reaction was that it would be, like a dilution of the prestige of Evo, right? That was definitely my first take. And then I heard some more people talk about it. My opinion started to change. You know, like there are 4 tennis Grand Slams every year. So like there's already precedent for a very prestigious title that is spread out across 4 tournaments, right? And I think that we already have kind of a precedent of like someone saying Evo Japan champion, Evo champion. I think if Evo Vegas remains titled Evo, that would make a lot of sense just historically. But I think all in all, it's ultimately a good thing. I think that European players having more access to it. Vegas is so expensive that it's like prohibitive. So like having Evo France makes a lot of sense, and likewise for Southeast Asia, having Evo Singapore makes a lot of sense. And I think that you'll get to see different qualities of play as well as the like if people are less taxed when traveling, things like that. Like everybody's nerfed in tournament, right? So it would be interesting to see how good each region really is on their like close to home turf, right?
Yeah, I don't really know if I have strong opinions one way or the other about whether it's a good or bad thing. I see both sides and I've thought a lot about it. I actually hadn't heard or saw the comparisons to like Grand Slams. I did see that I believe Mena, the Street Fighter player, compared it to like boxing, where they have multiple different belts for boxing, and I think that's a pretty good analogy as well. Because I know Damascus made a tweet. I wish he hadn't deleted it because I actually have some tweets here pulled up that I want to show you guys and that we can discuss as well. As you can see with these tabs I have open up there. But Damascus made a tweet that like sparked a lot of conversation, but he unfortunately deleted the tweet, and so some of the replies and stuff are still there, but like finding them was a bit scattered and hard to do. But I like the idea of just having more events, especially because after the pandemic, we lost like a lot of like regionals and just tournaments in general, locals and everything like that. So I think that if Evo, the biggest championship series or just like tournament in the world, is able to add more events, I think it's just better for the community. But we did have tweets from people such as this one right here, who hopefully no one minds me putting their name on blast. I'm not antagonizing or attacking any of these guys, but I just thought that these were good tweets. And this is like one of the ones that I mentioned, where Filipino man said, to be honest, Evo is really diluting their brand power by having multiple tournaments. Are we really going to call the winner of Evo France, Evo Singapore, Evo Japan all Evo champions? Yes, they're going to be tough tournaments, but that's 4 new champions yearly. And as Fee said, we already have a precedent for this, like in other sports. And obviously there's always a comparison between esports and then quote unquote real sports, or more traditional sports, I think is a better term for it. I don't really care to get into the debate about whether or not playing video games is a real sport. I really doesn't matter to me. But I definitely understand the sentiment. I think for one, they probably will just call Evo Las Vegas like Evo. Like that will still be looked at as the most prestigious, the most elite tournament, the the title to win. You know what I mean? Even if you have these other events, I think people are still going to look at that one as the biggest one, and it probably still will end up being the biggest event every single year. And I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I'm of the opinion, and I believe a lot of people are probably of the opinion, that Evo in Vegas is more prestigious, or means more, carries more weight, is a bigger accolade than winning any other event, including Evo Japan. Like, even though Evo Japan is still Evo, and that definitely means something, it carries a lot of weight, people look at the Vegas title as a bigger title. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So go on.
Oh yeah, and I was just pulling up Speedkick's tweet I was looking at. He said,
I have his
think
full live here too.
yeah. Sorry to steal your thunder.
Because he quoted Filipino man.
Yeah. Well, he was saying, I think they're actually strengthening their brand power by running all the largest tournaments in the world. Yes, what it means to be an Evo champion will change, but it will still be the most important title, and we'll be fighting 4 times a year for it. And I think that is one of the alternate takes that started to shift my perspective. I was like, well, is it going to be gigantic Evo and then 3 lesser Evos, or are they all going to be 4 lesser Evos? And right now, I think it's hard to tell, but what's undoubtable is that it will still be Evo, right? Like, it's still going to be that major. And I think it'll be a cool way to structure it, because right now, I think that the branding around international tournaments is a little weird. Like, unless you're in the know, it's hard to know what is the like premier European major, what is the premier like Southeast Asia major, right? But if it has that Evo name, it's very easy to be like, yeah, go to this one. Yeah, go to this one. And so
I would say even for someone like myself, who I would consider pretty in the know and invested in the community, it can be hard to keep up with a lot of events. Like all the time when I restream and watch events, people are like, I had no idea this tournament was happening, or I wouldn't have even known about this if you weren't streaming it. So I definitely feel that.
Yeah, I think having the the skill level of the organizers of Evo is very beneficial for the other regions as well. And that's not to like talk down on like the other organizers, of course. Like, you know, we don't have the community without them, but
everyone's working really hard to run these events.
Yeah, Evo just has the manpower, they have the resources, and they have the experience to really, I think, deliver a good experience or correct a previous bad experience, right? Like, people have been complaining about the arena experience of Evo 2024. I think a lot of people also have confidence that the people behind Evo will be very quick to fix that for next time. So I think it's ultimately a beneficial thing, especially because Evo, despite how big it is probably still one of the most community connected FGC things out there, right? Like, especially if you compare to like EWC or say like the Olympics voting to bring in esports. I think undoubtedly Evo will be the most prestigious and most like grassroots connected event, right? Like, they still rely on community members so much for what they do.
So I have a question for you, and obviously we don't know how this is going to pan out, right? We'll only know once it happens. Do you feel as though Evo expanding in this way could possibly be harmful to some of the smaller events that exist, where people are like, well, why would I go to? Because obviously events like Combo Breaker and CEO, which are like 2 of the other big ones that, you know, outlived everything else and are still around, like they're probably still going to be fine, right? But I would imagine that there might be some other events where people are like, I'm kind of going to skip out on this one. I'll just go to Evo, because there's going to be an Evo here in a couple of months. There's going to be, because like, even though there's going to be ones in other countries, well, yeah, I guess that matters too, because you have people in the States who be like, well, there's going to be one in LA, there's going to be one in Vegas, there's going to be one here. I'll just go to this event in a couple of months, as opposed to like spreading myself out between all these smaller events or going here or there. And also Evo is Evo, so it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it might be more value for the money that you're going to spend. It's going to be expensive regardless, but again, as you just explained, like Evo has the manpower, the resources, and everything like that. So it kind of might overshadow some other events. And then likewise for people internationally, is like, well, I'm not going to travel all the way to even Vegas, or I'm not going to travel all the way to here or there, because there's going to be one in my country or in a country much closer to mine here in a few months. So I'll just save and go to that one. Could you see that maybe negatively impacting some of the other events?
I think that's a very real possibility. I think it's going to depend on scheduling. There's certainly a precedent of like international players coming for, say, Combo Breaker and DreamHack Dallas, or other majors that are kind of stacked close together. They will they will make sure that they have allocated the time to go to both, right? And I think that's a possibility. Say if they have Evo Singapore and another Southeast Asian tournament within a close proximity, then you could go to both. I think that that will very much depend on the scheduling. It'll depend on like how the Tekken World Tour is structured. There'll be a lot of moving parts before it definitively says like, yeah, people will just pick the Evo. Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I think it's a very real concern, though. It's certainly a thing with like locals. Like, there are scenes that have so many locals that people will just pick the one that's comfortable for them, and the overall scene has like less. Like, every local has less attendance because they're all like cannibalizing each other, right? So,
man, what a first world problem to have, by the way, because I don't really have locals, and I search every so often for locals in my area, and the closest one I've ever found was multiple hours away, and it doesn't even get ran on a very regular basis. So I've never been. But yeah, but even that being said, like, there's a lot of locals that don't even just exist anymore. Like, again, like, pandemic kind of like chopped a lot of people's ankles, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it is it is such a an interesting problem to have as somebody who also historically prior to moving didn't really have a local scene. So like uh it's it's weird, and I don't know if it scales up the same way, right? Like certainly at least a westerner, I think, going to Southeast Asia may have more incentive to stay longer, may have more resources to stay longer, depending on like, you know, the power of their currency. So it depends. And obviously it would be way worse if it ends up eating up those smaller events, but I feel like Evo will account for that. I feel like they act generally in pretty good faith. So
I would like to believe the same. Obviously I don't put anyone past, I don't put anything past anyone. I don't like to put too much blind faith into people, but I've been given no prior reason to believe that there'd be any sort of like negative or ulterior motive or anything like that. And I obviously don't imagine that they're trying to overthrow or overshadow any smaller events. And then you make a good point too, because like when I think about like some of the international players who like I'm familiar with, like I oftentimes will see them like have an extended stay here in the States because I'm flying in for this event, and then this event's like a couple of days later, or like the next weekend, or like 2 weeks later, whatever. So I'll just stay here for a few weeks and attend like these multiple events. That is a very regular thing. A question I want to ask you is, kind of touching back on like the weight of some of these events. I am of the belief or the opinion that most people, and I think even myself, kind of feel this way, that Evo as a title, when it comes to like prestige and diluting it or whatever, like what an Evo title means, um, I think that's even bigger than winning like the World Tour Championships of most games, if not all games. Like I think when people think about like the greatest fighting game players of all time, or like who's the best player in the world at that game, like yeah, because they're normally so far apart. Because like you don't have Evo, and then like next week is TWC Finals, or like next week is Capcom Cup. You know what I mean? So
right.
there's usually some distance between it, so you can say, well, this is the best player in the world right now. But I feel like the vibe I get is that people kind of consider whoever wins Evo probably the better player than whoever wins the world tour for their respective game, or that status, that prestige, that title they kind of get to hold on to longer, or you know what I'm saying, kind of flex a little bit more. Do you feel the same way? Do you get that vibe? Do you disagree?
I didn't start thinking about it until you said it, but I actually kind of agree now because I think there's so many format issues with the world tours. They're all structured differently. It's sometimes really hard to understand. There is like often like very public complaints from people about how the formats are structured, whereas Evo is just an open bracket. It's the easiest to understand. It's everybody has an equal chance in that moment, you know? So
Right.
I think that might be part of the reason why it feels more prestigious. Is it's very easy to understand. It's like, yeah, they won the tournament. A lot of people go.
Right.
You know?
There were 7,000 people here. He won it. It's that simple.
Yeah, and then as a player myself, I have a lot of respect for Evo winners because the logistics and mental and physical tax of being in Vegas at such a large event where it's almost more of a convention than a tournament. Being a top player and managing all of those things is insane. Like that is actually so impressive to me as someone who is really bad at just even sleeping at a tournament in my own home country, you know, versus
Right.
traveling across the world, getting good enough sleep, managing your nutrition. Like if you eat halal food only, how do you find what to eat in Las Vegas, right? Or like how do you know where to go? Like what if you don't speak the language? Like all of these challenges that these players are able to still play nasty Tekken on top of is so impressive to me. So Evo has that extra prestige in my mind just because of those factors.
Yeah, there was a tweet that came out from Mena that I also wanted to take a look at, where he said, personally, I consider both the tour finals for their respective games, such as Capcom Cup and TWT, and Evo as world championships. But I also feel like if you agree on Evo Las Vegas being a world championship, Evo Japan, France, and Singapore also is. And I don't think I disagree with that. Like I said, I think those events, in terms of size, will obviously, well, I can't necessarily say obviously, I guess we won't really know until we know, but I would assume Evo Vegas will still be the biggest out of those, and the other ones, I don't want to say will pale in comparison, but probably won't have the same level of attendance. I do think that with the addition of these extra events in other regions, Evo Vegas might have seen its peak in terms of attendance, or maybe this strengthens the brand even more, and Evo just becomes this bigger thing where it's just like, yeah, like hey, here's your Evo in your area, pull up. But I would imagine that we might see Evo Vegas not be as big as it was these last 2 years next year, and then you see it a bit more spread out, but who knows for sure. But I do think that, and again, like I think the attendance probably is the biggest reason for this, on top of everything else, like you just mentioned, like all these other obstacles that you face when you're going to these events, whether it's a language barrier, whether it's your diet or getting proper sleep, jet lag, whatever the case is. But I still feel like those other evos aren't quite on the same level as Vegas, but that might change in time depending on how things pan out. And do you think we could see a world where one of the other events or one of the other regions becomes bigger than what Evo Vegas is, or matches it?
I don't think bigger, but I do think they may level out. Like maybe Evo France ends up having similar attendance to Vegas, or Evo Singapore has similar attendance. Like because of the reduction in attendance at Vegas, maybe it becomes more equal.
Right.
But it's really hard to say. I think that I do agree that with that announcement, it becomes likely that Vegas has hit its peak. But I think that's almost kind of a good thing. Like it was so busy this time and last time that I think logistically managing it is becoming an insane challenge, right? So I almost think I'm leaning towards that being a good thing, but who knows?
So I tried to find obviously like some of the replies and things that like Damascus makes. I say because he sparked a lot of good conversation when he made his original tweet. Um, but then he followed up with a thread where after he mentioned that he deleted the tweet, says, "All right, it was a fun chat with everyone. Deleted the tweet, said my mentions, but it was cool to discuss the value for everyone." And then he mentioned how like Meta compared it to boxing belts and that it was a really refreshing way of looking at it. And then he also went on to say, "Very interesting to learn that there are more sports than I thought that hold legacy prestigious event at a higher value than World Finals. Today, I learned there was a cyclism World Finals, which is news to me as well. I say I only sport I really follow super closely outside of esports, I guess, is basketball. That's my thing. I'm really into basketball. But really enjoying the Paris Olympics right now. By the way, also. In the description, you might find a channel where I talk a little bit about basketball here or there. Anyway, quick plug. But he asked a question. He said, all in all, I think it's a cool debate to have. What is the criteria for being a world champion? Is it size, attendance, length of the format? My default answer is length, qualifying events in the world finals, but it's not the most common one either. And I wanted to ask, what do you think it is? What is the criteria for being a world champion? What's the biggest factor into that event? Is it the attendance, the size, the length of the format? How do you feel about that?
I think it's the strength of the competition. I think that having the as many world class players as you can, fighting within a reasonable format. So yeah, format definitely matters. Is crucial. I think that that is probably why Evo has seemed so prestigious for so long, is because everybody's there, right? Or like within everybody that you can think of. Like if somebody doesn't attend Evo, it's usually hard to tell because of how many strong players are there, right? So to me, that has always been the defining trait, is like you are seeing most of the strongest players that you can imagine or compete with or like dream against playing against, right? There's no conversation of like, well, if this guy were there, it would have been different, right? Because they're all there, right? So I think that's why it's usually a world title. And I think when it comes to like say Tekken World Tour Finals, the reason why that question doesn't necessarily show up as much is because it's over an extended period of time and everybody who is you would expect to be in contention has had a shot. So I think that is probably the key factor.
So it's funny that he asked this question and that you answered it the way that you did, because this is actually a conversation that has come up in the world of sports, and particularly with basketball recently. There is an American track and field star by the name of Noah Lyles. I don't know if you're familiar with him or if you ever saw this quote come out, but basically he was criticizing the NBA because he was like, he wasn't a fan of the fact that whoever wins, the NBA finals calls themselves a world champion. You said that you feel as though the strength of the competition is what determines it being a world champion. Obviously, the NBA is predominantly American players, but it is an international sport, and you have players from all over the world who are in the NBA. And in fact, some of the best players in the league right now, in my opinion, two of the top three players are not. Well, actually, nah, I would say the top three, four. It's a debate. In the top five, there are multiple players who are international. Nikola Jokic is from Serbia. You have Luka Doncic, who's from Slovenia. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's from Greece. Joel Embiid, who's from France. Even though he's playing for Team USA right now in the Olympics, but that's another conversation. But basically, you have the best of the best of the best from all over the world in the NBA. So even though you're not necessarily playing against every country like you're doing right now in the Olympics, if you're a player, if you're a basketball player from a country and you're one of the best in the world, you're either in the NBA or trying to get into the NBA, and for good reason. And so there was a debate about whether or not players in the NBA should be considered as world champions because they're competing against each other as opposed to teams all over the world like you do in the Olympics. And I'm kind of on the side of like, well, if you're good enough, you're in the NBA. Like the best players in the world are here. So I kind of look at it as world championship. I think there is weight to the argument that you're not playing against literally every other country in the world, but I I don't know. I think he had a point. I also think Noah allows himself a bit of a cornball. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. That's just a little side. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I mean I think that makes sense. Like when I think of the NBA, like they have international representation. Like, and I'm the one thing that I am not familiar with is how accessible it is for players internationally to get discovered and show up in the NBA. But I've always felt like it is the scene where there are the strongest players, right? So that debate is probably more interesting than the Tekken one, where you see so many international players, so it's very obvious, right? But probably comparable is like Super Smash Bros. Melee, which is so like USA dominated,
Right.
except for a few outliers from Sweden. And then I'm out of date, so this is my information from say like 2014 to 2018, right?
I hardly know anything outside of Leffen. So
I'm sure there are tons of like really strong international players now, but when I was watching Melee, it was like, oh, it was Armada and Leffen from Sweden, and then mostly USA players, right? So like from that perspective, it's like, is like there's the infrastructure of the game, like there's the size of the scene, there's so many questions. So I think boiling it down to strength of competition has always felt the easiest for me, because in the cases where there's like a sleeper insane player who really just can't get anywhere feels rare. But maybe that's my USA bias, right? So it's hard to give a definitive answer, but
Right.
that's the best answer I could give at this time, is like, yeah, you're seeing where the best players are, so why don't we look there?
Got it. Yeah, all in all, I think I don't think the point of this video was to try to come up with any sort of definitive answer about what's right, what's wrong, or what's really going to happen. I just thought it'd be fun to converse with you about and just kind of just have a little bit of a discussion. Because like I said, I wanted to talk about it, and I thought it'd be more fun and more enjoyable if I had on a guest. By the way, I forgot to mention in the introduction, but not only is our guest an esteemed Tekken player and coach, streamer, content creator, superstar extraordinaire himself, he's also recently engaged.
Yes, I did
And
get recently engaged.
congratulations, Vid Dog. I'm happy
Thank
for
you.
you, man.
Thank you
Wishing
very
you
much.
and yours the best of the best. But thank you so much for joining me here today. I think that'll about do it for the discussion. Also, I see. I suppose that's the fiance off screen right now, waving to the camera. Hello. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you for joining me here today. Do you have any like closing remarks or statements you'd like to add on before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Tekken has always felt a lot like tennis to me, in the 1v1 aspect and the player personality aspect and like the regional pride. So I'm biased in thinking that it's probably going to look like the Evo split might look like how tennis Grand Slams look. I'm hopeful, because I think more events mean more opportunity. And of all the brands that are running these tournaments, I probably trust Evo the most to handle it. But it is certainly a big question mark. And I would say what would be interesting if, it shakes up that like there's so much divided attendance, that if say I think Evo LA is supposed to be an award show, if they turn that also into like an invitational for Evo champs to decide who's the best, that might be a lot of hype, right?
Oh, that'd be kind of sick.
Yeah. So that might be an answer to the divided attendance.
That might be kind of fire. I like the way you think. Well, that's going to do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all of the awesome content I'm bringing you. With all that being said, that's pretty much all I have for today. Remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later. All right, that was great. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me as always.
Yes, I will put this in a drive and send it over.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you, homie. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. If you're going to continue to be live, I ain't going to hold you up too much longer.
Cheers,
Actually,
bro. Yeah. Oh, what's up?
I need to get you. We need to actually play each other sometime soon. I met
do,
him
yes.
before, and like I know you were like, "Hey, just like hit me again," and I kind of haven't, but I'm going to throw it out there again, both as a reminder to both of us, because like I'll ask somebody, because it's just the way that I operate is that like I'm not typically great at like planning things or like pestering people about something. I'm very much, yo, you free right now? Trying to play? You trying to record? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very like spur of the moment, like spontaneous with how I do content.
No, I feel
and you're a lot more organized and planned. So it's like, I got this going on. This how's this day at this time? And it's like, if somebody if replies me is like, I'm free at this day at this time, then I'll be there. But I'm very bad about being the one to planning or like following up and be like, yo, you free? Because I just like, I don't know. I guess I'm just disorganized in that way where it's like, yo, you free right now? Let's get it.
I got you. All right. Yeah, I will add some proactivity to the mix, and I'm sure we'll get to play soon. Now that tournament season has died down, I'm trying to do a lot more like collaborative playing and viewer matches and stuff like that. So I'm allocating more time to that.
No doubt, no doubt. But all right, homie, I'm gonna let you get back to yours. You have a great night.
Thank you, bro. I'll catch you later.
Later.
To the guy who said, well, can you just play? Read the room, bruh. He's banned, but I banned him instantly. I'm having an insightful conversation. He's a first-time chatter, so he's never been in the stream before. No, he just came in and demanded that I change what I was doing. Like, hey, hey sandwich. Like now, with cheese. Like, what the fuck? If he appeals, he can come back. Generally being inconsiderate. And that's pretty inconsiderate. Also, yeah, there's a pinned message that says, I'm doing a YouTube video. I'll address chat later. It's at the top of the chat up here. That's a good question, though. How do you read the pin? If most people just ask that... Yeah, no, it's a pinned chat message. But you're new to Twitch, so that's like, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, that's a reasonable... Yeah. Generally, no, yeah. But yeah, people treat me like a piece of meat who's just supposed to dance and entertain them. But I'm a human being with feelings. Anyways, we're gonna raid Tony. Tell Tony when you get into his chat that he needs to help Fee get better at the game. Every time I talk to a girl, my mind just blanks and thinks of the electric input. Plus frames, am I right?
I at first thought he was asking for advice.
Yeah. Do you see how I have to filter? Because people just be talking bullshit half the time. That's a funny chat message, though. I posted it in my Discord. Human being? I thought he was a Noctis player. That's pretty funny. See you in a week. All right.
You banned him?
I timed him out. He'll be back. This is a 5-minute timeout. All right. See you guys later. But my stream's ending. All right, see you guys later. Thank you for watching. We will be back tomorrow. Fucking Porky Pig.